Hey, Emily.
Yeah.
Um, I had a question for you.
Okay.
Is it Big Match Minute or the Big Match Minute? Because I think the album art says one, and we've been saying the other.
I feel very strongly in my heart that it's the big match minute.
Should I put a the on that? Because we haven't, published anything. I
No,
could change
I
that.
think
Okay.
sometimes, things don't always need to match.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want crust on your sandwich. You get what I'm saying?
I don't follow that metaphor. I'm okay with things not matching. But the crust on the sandwich is where you absolutely, completely fucking lose me.
sometimes, you want some lumps in your mashed potatoes.
That I connect with. I love a lumpy mashed potato.
Sometimes, you want,
Did you need another one?
I did, but none came to mind.
Okay. All right.
Sometimes you want a fly frozen in the middle of your ice cube.
Okay. Once again, I don't follow because I don't
Adds
want
character and protein.
that. Okay.
Hey, welcome to the Big Batch Minute. The Big Batch Minute. We're talking exclusively about episode 1 of season 7 of Clone Wars, the Star Wars TV show that Lily has never watched. I am Emily
I
Schmemley.
quit. Hey, I'm Lilith.
This is how intros get made, Lilith. This is the blood and bones and pink slime that goes into making a podcast intro.
All right.
Podcast intros are the hot dogs of audio entertainment.
See, I usually have to cut mine together and post in the past, and so I guess
we take all the stuff that is cut, we put it in, slap it in an intestine, and call it a sausage. That's what I say. This is the Big Match Minute. This is a show where my best friend, some would even say, Lilith and I, we break down big matches from wrestling history, matches that are big to us personally.
I don't think history is fair because this one's like 3 weeks old.
Hey, anything that's not present or future is history. Am I right?
All right. Sure.
Anyway, this is the first match we have done. We are on minute 3, and it is, of course, the Firefly Funhouse match at WrestleMania 30, whatever.
It.
I know.
You said it. It's 36.
36 in a row. A lot of people think that 37 is the only number mentioned in that scene, but her original assessment is 36.
Right.
36 not including Dante, 37 including Dante.
Right.
And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're a better person than I. Yeah.
Yeah.
How did this minute strike you, Lily?
Oh, is a Bray Wyatt heavy minute?
Yeah, we're into the heat of it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what would you say that's accurate?
Yeah. We got a lot of Bray Wyatt talking, which is my favorite shit. Get a lot of Fiend.
Sure, heavy Fiend minute. Where we left off, we had been learning what it was that Mr. CENA stole from Mr. Wyatt at WrestleMania all those years ago. And it was a victory. I guess we don't really find out in specific terms what Cena stole.
I mean,
what he took from him. His dignity, I suppose.
Yeah, Wyatt went
his identity
into WrestleMania 30 with a lot of momentum. He had the family behind him, everything like that. Cena stomped his ass. Wyatt really never got back up.
Yes.
The family stuck around for a few years after that, but that was
never the same.
That was where the fabric started to tear on both his family and the character of Bray Wyatt.
That's true. We are then treated to a choice selection of moments I believe that are meant to portray John Cena as a classic Hollywood phony.
Yeah.
Would you say that's fair?
Yeah, he's self-centered. He is a he's the same fucking Hollywood phony that he said The Rock was heading into WrestleMania 28. I want to say,
and I want to say 28 and 29.
That's right.
Frankly.
It was yeah.
The first of these shots, I want to break down all of these shots because they're all important to me.
Mm-hmm.
The first one, when we were watching it together over, like, you were streaming it, so there was some fidelity loss on my end as a result.
Mm-hmm.
I identified Mr. Cena standing next to a wild gray beard gentleman who I could only be certain was either Michael Sheen or Mel Gibson,
which I would hope wouldn't be Mr. Gibson, but it turned out to be Sheen, right?
It did turn out to be Sheen. It turned out that I was looking at the Doolittle premiere.
Was Rami Malek also in that?
Oh yeah. Once I got a full look at the clear picture, it was very obvious that Rami Malek is in the house, as well as Robert Downey Jr.
Right.
Robert Downey Jr. with a curious look. He's leaning into his age, perhaps. He's wearing a Hugh Hefner style smoking jacket and some what I can only describe as intellectual fuckboy glasses. You know, when a fuckboy is also an intellectual?
Yeah. And it was the premiere for Doolittle, and so
beloved family film Doolittle.
He was taking some risks because of course he knew that nobody was watching. So
very good. There are some other people in this picture. I cannot identify any of them.
Yeah.
One of them looks sort of like a gay reboot of Alan Ruck. Apologies to the person I'm talking about if that's not a characterization you enjoy. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I like Alan Ruck. He's great in Speed.
I
think that's all I have to say about the Doolittle image, unless you have anything more.
No, I mean it's just a shot of John Cena at the Doolittle premiere.
These things are very important to me. Next, we see Mr. Cena at a premiere of some sort. Someone is holding a big, like, not foam, but like a thick printout of the poster for the Marine. I don't. Do you think this is the actual premiere of the Marine, or do you think this is just a poster someone brought because they knew John Cena would be at this event?
Oh yeah, that's a big Marine right there.
Yeah, and we're not talking about John Cena.
I mean, it's kind of it's I'll say both of them. It does look closer to what his hair would have looked like back then.
That's true.
But I couldn't say for sure.
Yeah, we gotta look at the smartphones in the crowd, see if they see what area they coordinate to.
Yeah. I don't know if we have enough fidelity. Oh, no, wait, that is
kind of like rectangles.
Okay, no, I'm seeing one that is definitely like iPhone 6 or later. So I'm going to say that this is not from the premiere of any of Cena's Marine films.
Okay, good to know. Next up, we have Cena at the Daddy's Home 2 premiere.
Yes.
Cena's on the right, going from left to right. Or right to left, rather. We got Cena. And then we got Tootsie Boy from Rise of the Planet of the Apes, John Lithgow. Then we got
Johnny Lith.
Johnny Lith. Will Ferrell. Stop it. The Pod F Tomcast has been dead for years, and we are not the ones to revive it.
I refuse to let it die.
Next to Go-Go, we have William Ferrell. Next to Will Ferrell, I actually don't recognize this person. But then next to that, we have Marky Mark himself, Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Now, how do you think John Cena...
Beloved racist.
Beloved racist, but also, like John Cena, beloved Massachusetts resident. Do you think they related to each other on those grounds?
I bet they did.
That's a sort of damning piece of evidence against John Cena, I would say. As you pointed out, Mark Wahlberg is a known racist.
Yeah. That is absolutely true. John Cena is here's what I'll say. I think John Cena has palled around with probably some worse people in the WWE locker room without incident.
Give me 5 examples.
Okay, good. Let me just go slander.
Here we go. Top 5 wrestlers that you think John Cena gets along with that you also believe to be more racist than Mark Wahlberg.
Here's the. I'm gonna say worse people because it's hard to get more racist than Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, you really have to multi-class to beat Wahlberg an overall worst person because he is he's really strong in the racism category.
Yeah. JBL definitely.
Oh,
definitely
sure.
a worse person than Mark Wahlberg.
Okay, that's good.
I actually don't know if Brock Lesnar gets along with anybody, but
I don't think he gets along with anybody, and I think he especially doesn't get along with John Cena.
That's fair. The Undertaker's probably a piece of shit, right? Like that's hard for me to say out loud because
he probably is.
Yeah. He there's that picture of him like hunting with that war criminal. So
I don't know what specific picture you're referring to. I do know that I've seen Taker in like a Blue Lives Matter shirt.
Yeah.
So I think it is safe to assume that he's a terrible person.
Yeah. Who else can we burn down?
Do you think John Cena and Vince McMahon get along?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Okay, but do you think, here's what I'm going to ask you. If you could compel John Cena to tell the truth somehow, with like, let's say you have access to Wonder Woman's lasso, you can compel John Cena to tell the truth, and you asked him point blank, do you like Vincent Kennedy McMahon?
See,
what do you think John Cena would say?
We see, and that's what I think, you rewind like all of these people. I think you put the Wonder Woman lasso to John Cena. I actually think that John Cena is, for the most part, a very good, if overly diplomatic dude. So I think he might burn a lot of these people.
If you had that lasso on him.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Yeah. I would imagine the JVL probably rubs him the wrong way. He's not a fan of going hunting with war criminals. He probably finds Mark Wahlberg's on-set banter kind of grating.
Well, okay. Well, all right, let's leave all this behind. One last question before we can move on away from Daddy's Home.
Okay, good, because you chose way too many wrestlers for me to think of examples.
Actually, I have 2 things I want to say about Daddy's Home.
Okay.
It's just fun. Earlier, we talked about how I thought Mel Gibson perhaps was at the Doolittle premiere. He is not, but he is pictured. In the Daddy's Home premiere. He's on a poster behind them.
Right.
Because he was not in the first movie. He's not in the second one, right?
Right. I
haven't seen either of the films.
Do you expect me to be an expert on the Daddy's Home franchise?
Of the 2 of us, I would say I'm probably more likely than you to have seen them, and I haven't seen either of them. The other thing, so Mark Wahlberg has a sort of Boston accent that he he doesn't speak with a lot of the time, but like he leans into it when he's trying to appeal to a certain base.
Yes.
My question is, when John Cena and Mark Wahlberg were talking on set, do you think like the real Boston accents came out of both of them? Do you think they brought it out in each other?
Ooh. Yeah. I bet they did. Like, between takes, back at the trailers or whatever.
They're just talking about fucking tasty cakes and whatever.
It came out of you a little bit there.
I was trying to get in character,
It was good.
Thanks. Okay, that wraps up Daddy's Song, I think.
Yeah,
the next
frame.
one. Yeah, the next frame is perhaps my favorite in the Hollywood montage. It is a picture of John Cena posing with Ferdinand, the bull from the movie Ferdinand.
John Cena looks delighted.
John Cena looks very happy. There's also, I would like to call anyone's attention to, in the background, there's looks like someone working the event who seems very delighted to be witnessing John Cena posing with Ferdinand.
There's a lot of joy, and I mean, I know, this is just a costume, and Ferdinand's face can't really ambulate, but Ferdinand looks to be having a good time too.
Yeah. I like this. This was, whatever editor decided to include this in the montage deserves a fucking raise.
Yeah.
I will say that. John Cena is also doing that distinct smile you do when you're advertising a kid's property as opposed to a regular property where he has no teeth. He's doing a sort of lips covered but still very big smile. A lot of tongue, a lot of negative space, big smile, no teeth. really the perfect image if you want to sell the idea that this man is a dipshit who I'm about to defeat in the ring.
Yeah.
Finally, we come to the end of this premiere list. The only celebrity I recognize in this one is John Cena. I do recognize one of the actors from the film because I did see the film recently.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is I
from
see
the film
the
Bumblebee
image in the background.
Yeah,
You just watched that.
It is from the film Bumblebee, a film that I very much enjoy. I don't know if she just looks different in real life, but I don't see Haley Steinfeld in this image. She's like the star of the film.
I think
next to
she's
Bumblebee, of
like
course.
directly to Cena's left. Is that not?
Is that her?
I think it is.
That's a drastically different look than she has in this or any movie that she's actually in.
Can I tell you something?
It's the makeup and the weird rope dress.
I think that's it, and I think I recognize her in that heavy of makeup because that was more close to the look that she was wearing in the music video for that song about jerking off that she made a few years back.
I do not remember her making a song about jerking off a few years back.
We're gonna have to discuss this post podcast because she made a song about jerking off a few years back.
You know, I've often noticed in her movies, the look that she has in movies, that she looks a lot like a young Carly Rae Jepsen. Perhaps and we know Carly Rae Jepsen made a song about jerking off.
This was actually pre-Jepsen making a song about jerking off.
Maybe Jepsen got the idea from her.
I think that's
Oh, that's Pamela Adlon in there too. I do recognize her. She plays the mom
yeah.
in the film. She is in this image. The boy in front is the younger brother in this image, and then the gentleman sort of behind John Cena is the guy who has a crush on the main character.
We're gonna have to watch that music video.
Yeah, we are.
At some point. It's really good.
And then we're out of the Hollywood montage and we're into the meat of this, which is the Firefly Funhouse segment of the minute.
The creepy metalcore music video effects over Bray Wyatt being menacing.
Being menacing on the set of a children's show.
Uh-huh.
A specific kind of children's show, you know?
Yeah.
An Eric Andre flavored children's show.
Yeah. If Eric Andre did Mr. Rogers.
Yeah. This would be the set.
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of the movies gal here, so I had a lot to say about those opening segments. I apologize to the wrestling fans for whom I will not have as much to say about the other 40 seconds of this minute.
Yeah, we really just dug in. You wanted to get into every frame, literally.
It was very important to me.
Movie premieres.
And don't you regret saying, "Hey, Emily, can you take lead a little so that we don't ramble as much?" And don't you feel stupid now?
I do. I feel real stupid for that at this exact point. Fuck.
Anyway, so we're in the Firefly Funhouse. Fuck! That was the first time I screwed it up. I'm sorry, everybody. I've let you down. Anyway,
I think at this point they like it more when you screw it up. So
we've got the creepy little dark gothic wedding dress doll,
Abby the Witch. Thank you very much.
Abby the Witch. We've got the head that he used to carry around sometimes.
Well, that's his head. Yeah, that's his lantern. He carries that instead of his
lantern. He carries his old head.
He carries his old head, but it is a lantern, and fog spits out of its mouth when it comes out.
That's pretty fun.
It's really cool.
You think Al Snow gets a check every time he does that?
Al Snow. No, Al Snow is.
I can make wrestling references.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you did it. You're good. No, no. Al Snow is at home throwing knives at his TV every. I don't know if that's true. I'm sure. I hope he's had a fulfilling career.
Same. I like when he poses with the chainsaw. Bray Wyatt is good at posing with a chainsaw. I want to throw that out there.
Yeah.
I mean, this whole sequence is really. It's hard to say a lot about it, even though I just went fucking 20 minutes on John Cena movie premieres.
Yeah.
But it is. It's because here's the thing. It's the same image over and over again in a lot of ways, and yet it is a very effective image, which is Bray Wyatt looking very menacing.
Well, let's go into a couple. There's a couple specific images. So the aforementioned chainsaw, That's from, it's like I think almost a year old segment in which like Bray Wyatt literally like during the Firefly Funhouse took a chainsaw and cut a like an old Wyatt family Bray Wyatt standee in half.
Yeah. Kill the boy, let the man live, that sort of thing.
Right, exactly. There's shots of him. I know I mentioned in the last episode when Randy Orton burned down the Wyatt family compound. There's like one of the things that he's like hanging up in the Firefly Funhouse is this very like art therapy feeling painting of that exact scene.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, right. And then the very like finger paint ass looking sign that he has on the door that says "Abandon all hope, ye who enter here."
You exit here.
Or exit. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I had the real quote on my mind.
Yeah.
But because that's, you know, and that is vitally, I think, you know, what the Firefly Funhouse represents for Bray.
Yeah.
You know, it is a haven. The Fiend is the protector.
Yeah, the Firefly Funhouse makes sense. It's the real world that's crazy. Am I right?
I think you are right.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, you know, Bray says to himself, he's literally like he's talking to his lantern. That
is his head.
Yeah, that he had his chance against Cena, but he failed, and that John Cena, you know, I think he says that he like took Bray apart and the Fiend put him back together.
That's correct. That's both what he said and what happened.
Yeah. And that without John Cena, the Firefly Funhouse would never have existed. And so that's why the Fiend wants to invite Mr. Cena to this Firefly Funhouse match.
Mm-hmm. There's a part in here around second 46, 47, where there's a group of real children sitting in the Firefly Funhouse.
Yeah.
Was that a real segment that you recall?
I can't say that I actually remember watching this.
What I'll say about this is it's a very specific choice to have the children seem very obviously bored instead of scared, and I think it works really well.
Yeah. I may have just, you know, glazed over it at a certain point. In the last year, I stopped watching WWE programming regularly and tried to just really like Bray Wyatt would be like, I would try to look up his segment on YouTube every week because he's been the most interesting thing on WWE for I'd say more than a year now.
Yeah. There's some picnic baskets, there's beach balls, and because appropriation is apparently Bray Wyatt's kryptonite, the one shitty thing about him, there are also a number of sombreros in frame.
Yeah, that is correct. That is his Achilles heel to keep all of us from liking him too much.
Yeah, he's kind of shitty about with that sometimes.
Yeah.
Like every time he doesn't shave his head.
Yeah.
And then we get him with a fun sort of Harley Quinn style big hammer with a clown nose.
I love that mallet so much.
You love to see a big mallet. There's never a big mallet will never show up in something I'm watching, and I'll be like, big mallet. I don't want to see that.
I think the first time I remember seeing that mallet, at least the first time I know I saw it in a match, would have been at the much maligned, but that both of us I think are kind of fans of the.
This is the Seth Rollins match. Is that what you're alluding to?
Yeah, the Hell in a Cell match where he pulled it out from under the ring, and
the excellent Hell in a Cell match between the Fiend and Seth Rollins. Let's just get this show's official opinion on record on that matter.
And if anybody wants to come on and challenge us about that, then I mean, I don't know. I don't actually know if we're ever gonna have guests on this show, but. I'm not opposed to it.
We'll see what happens.
I also don't want to have somebody to come on just to argue about that match. Which it was great. There was literally, I have no complaints about it.
Yeah, same.
Other than
there's also what's up?
Oh, I mean the fans sucked, but you know.
Oh sure, yeah.
That's
Minute 45, or second 45 in this minute, rather, also has a great moment where like the Fiend's face sort of reveals itself over Bray Wyatt's face, so we get a moment of seeing Fiend mouth, Bray eyes. That's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. I really love, like, because they, like I said, they really kind of just go into the like weird like metalcore music video aesthetics where, you know, we're just rapid cuts and
that's like a real
VHS stuff.
It's 1 second. You'll miss it if you're not paying close attention.
It's really great.
This minute is like a brand of coffee that was popular in the 90s, and nuts are like great moments because this is chock full of nuts, and nuts are great moments, as we've established.
You have anything else to say about that?
Do you regret saying can't wait?
I regret the podcast.
All right, yeah, I'm done. The last image I know is just the Fiend's face, sort of blurred, obscured by the lights.
Putting his hand to his mouth, and then we're getting that kind of creepy cinematic version of he's got the whole world in his hands, which was quite famously one of Bray Wyatt's old, I'd call it kind of his gimmick, that because it wasn't his entrance music, but it would be something that he would sing.
It's just something he would sing, yeah.
Or
get the crowd to sing, get the Wyatt family to sing.
I don't think the Wyatt family did a lot of singing, Emily.
As soon as I said that, I was like, I meant to say like children's voices, but then as soon as listen, in the heat of the moment on a podcast, you can say wrong things.
Yeah.
For people like me, that just means mismaking a sentence.
There was a really great moment in a cage match between John Cena and Bray Wyatt, where John Cena was just about to escape through the door, when a very small child, like the lights go out, very small child shows up right in front of John Cena, and he starts singing. He's got the whole world in his hands, but they put like a pitch shifter on the kid's microphone. So he sounded like an octave lower. It was fucking terrifying.
Yeah, that's great.
So that's the minute, Emily.
Yeah.
It's a good minute.
Yeah. Do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Go listen to Ghost Puncher Core. Probably by the time you're hearing this, we are at the end or nearing the end of our most recent story arc, which is really good. So go listen to that. You have anything that you would like to plug?
Yeah, check out Dunstan Checks Min and Go Go Godzilla, the two other shows that I do. You can follow me on Twitter at VeryCoolEmily, and you'll find links to both those other shows on my profile.
I probably should have said you could follow me at twitter.com/deathcarpets. I forgot, Emily. I'm very sorry.
You should be.
Okay. Emily, did we come up with some kind of outro for this show? Like a sign-off phrase?
Nope.